Good evening, everybody. I'm going to try to do a short video for you for today because, well, I wanted to spend the rest of my night with my wife. Today has been one of those days where Jane and I had decided to basically take the day off from heavy duty work because when I woke up, I was not doing very good. My body hurt, my back hurt, my knee, my neck, my shoulder was hurting. And she wasn't doing any better. She was having lower back pains, knee pain, shoulder pain. You know, we were both kind of hurting. Of course, this morning it was rainy and gloomy and cold, and that always does not do the body very good when you've got arthritis or joint pain, joint problems. Excuse me. So basically, when I woke up this morning, I came in here and I tried to do a vlog, and I could not get my words straight. I was literally stumbling over myself because my brain did not want to function straight and narrow. It wanted to be, yeah, a roller coaster ride of non-coherent gook. But after I had breakfast and made food for me and Jerry, actually, I did something I never had done before, but Jerry had found the recipe, and I made fresh homemade oatmeal using rolled oats. All it took was rolled oats, salt, boiling water, salt, rolled oats, and when the water was getting close to be boiling off, you added whatever other flavor ingredients you wanted in there. She wanted brown sugar and cinnamon, so she told me to use the Swerve brown sugar and the little thing of cinnamon sugar, regular sugar. Put a couple dashes of the cinnamon sugar and then a good clump of the brown sugar, and just keep on stirring it until it was thickened, basically. And I brought it to her. It was a little too much for her, even though I was following her instructions, and she couldn't eat it all. So we each had like half a bowl, half of a deep monkey dish, our deep bowl, deep cereal bowl, whatever you want to call it. And it turned out really good. And I was thinking to myself, dang, if it's that simple to just make oatmeal, instead of buying the store-made products that are in pouches that are loaded with all kinds of artificial ingredients, I can take diced apple and cinnamon, or cinnamon and brown sugar, regular cinnamon, regular brown sugar. Or I'm not a big fan of cutting up peaches because they're very gooey. Oatmeal with peaches and cream, basically, because that's basically what we did. Is we made the rolled oats with the brown sugar and whatnot, poured a little bit of milk in there to keep it from being too thick. But that's what we do with normal oatmeal, and how we boil it. We cook it like it says, and add milk to decrease the thickness. But it was just so simple. I mean, once I read the recipe, it was just like, oh, why don't I do this every day? This is simple. I can go get dehydrated fruit, dehydrated bananas, dehydrated apple, dehydrated peach, dehydrated strawberries. Throw them in with the rolled oats once the rolled oats get to a certain consistency, and add a little bit of milk to help it cool down, so you don't have to wait an hour to eat it because it's boiling hot. I've always been thinking to myself, hey, you need to start eating healthier, and the best way to eat healthier is quit eating all this pre-packaged, pre-made crap. And yeah, it is crap, because if you look at it, it's loaded with sugar and sodium and phosphates and other ingredients for preservation, artificial preservatives, basically. So I'm like, dang, yeah, it would keep my refrigerator full of fruits and vegetables, and it might cost a little bit more money for the fresh ingredients instead of buying pre-made preserved stuff. I mean, yeah, I love my lunch meats and whatnot, but those lunch meats are full of preservatives. Um, Unless you get it from directly from the deli instead of prepackaged, because a lot of times the stuff from the deli have a very minimum preservatives. In fact, if there was a, excuse me, my eye is like something kind of got into it, speck of dust or something. Um, yeah, that might be one of the things I do have to worry about with the cat, the stray cat that's been a guest of our home off and on for the last couple days. But yeah, I'll tell you about that cat here in a second. Or did I already talk about the cat? I don't remember. But I was happy to deal with the making of the oatmeal, because when I sat down and ate it, I'm like, okay, it's a little bit different consistency, not flavor, but texture. I thought the flavor was better than the pouched stuff. Yes, I have apple cinnamon oatmeal that all I have to do is add boiling water, but after today's making oatmeal and seeing how easy it is, I was like, can I do more? Can I do better? Can I add my own flavoring? What can I do to not have to buy it anymore? Just have to buy the canister of Quaker Old rolled oats. So that might be something that's going to be put on the can make. Let's do every day. Get rid of the artificial stuff that I'm trying to get to. I've been trying for months, but I think the new year is going to provide me more opportunity to step away from the artificial ingredients or pre-made, pre-packaged type stuff, including canned goods, box goods, things like that. If I can figure out how to make it myself, the only thing I need to do is have the ingredients and make the time to do it. Really, that's basically what it's all about. It's why America especially has gotten to the point where it's like, oh, I have a busy schedule. I barely have enough time to come home and make meals for the family. It's going to have to be hamburger helper or SpaghettiOs or pre-made something or other. Kind of gets boring after a while. I should know after 49 years. But the other thing that happened today that was like a joy, I think it was a blessing in one way or another. We have had I don't know if she's a stray or if she isn't owned by somebody that lets her roam around the neighborhood. But she's a beautiful little cat. She's got to be at least a year old or more. She's not a little kitten. She's a almost full-grown cat, but you know how cats grow faster than they age by human standards. Why we have to have human standards when everything outside the human existence has its own standards. But anyhow, she's been coming around the house off and on for quite some time. At least 3 to 4 months that I can think of. But I decided over the weekend to see how trusting or how much the cat trusts me, so I can possibly bring it into my home and care for it during the wintertime if it does not have an owner. So during the weekend, I got her to come into the house, gave her some food to eat in the house, some cat food. She wandered around the living room kitchen area and then decided that she wanted to be let out. Certain noises or smells or things that she was not familiar with made her a little skittish at best. So instead of trying to hold her captive, I let her out. Because sometimes when you have an animal that's used to roaming around and doing its own thing, trying to make it a domesticated animal or a house cat when it's not used to being a house cat could be disastrous for one thing or another. But today, I was making pudding, some sugar-free pudding for Jerry. So she had snack items outside of fruit cups and Jello. I'm sitting there making the first batch, the vanilla pudding, and I hear past the laundry, the washer and dryer that Mom was working on, what sounded like some cat whining. Says, Ma, check the back door. If that cat that we have been seeing lately is out there, let her in. She was in during the weekend. She got over the sound of the washer and dryer. So Mom was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah. As long as Mom's cat Carmen doesn't get out of the bedroom, we're fine. Because the last thing I want right now is a cat fight. Literally, a cat fight. Especially when Carmen does not have claws, and this little one that I've been talking about still has her front claws. And it's kind of smart if you got a indoor outdoor cat to let her have the claws, because that way she can defend herself from an attacker. And there's plenty of animals out there like raccoons or other cats that would be a problem. So she came in. She walked into the kitchen where I was, and Mom was walking behind her just to watch her. And Mom goes, "I have the door cracked open." And I said, "You don't need the door to crack open." I closed it all the way the other night, and she let me know when she wanted out. But Mom, she's very affectionate. She's very loving and whatnot. She let me pet her and hold on yards. I'm like, yeah, of course. She's not skittish around people. It's strange noises, strange smells, new environment. That's what made her skittish last time she was in the house. But while she was in the kitchen, I got a couple snapshots and a short video. And then we coaxed her to come towards the bedroom where Jerry was. And it took a little bit of time because she was just like, "I don't know what's back there. I hear noises, I smell things. I just don't know." And it finally took her to come into our bedroom with everybody in there, and she was looking for, "Where'd everybody go?" type whining, and me calling her, just calling out like, "Hey, come on, come here." And she finally came into the bedroom, jumped on the click-clack couch. And because we were all about face level with the cat, or me and Mom were, she was like, she got up in her face and rubbed up against her cheeks and all the different, signs that cats do to show affection towards the people taking care of her or she's around. And then she got up, like her paws got on the back of the click-clack couch to look onto the bed where Jerry was, and she was like doing that stretch cats do to check stuff out, like, "Hey, what?" And Jerry started making the little kissy sounds, to attract the cat, so Jerry can pet her. And Jerry had her hand out, extended, so the cat can come up and sniff her. And then she let Jerry pet the cat. Let Jerry pet her, and then she got up into Jerry's face and did that, brushing up against her cheek. So we now know that she recognizes everybody in the house, and she's friendly and happy with us and whatnot. And I'm hoping that there will be more visits like that. Maybe Jerry will be out in the living room, because I sat down in the living room. I took a couple snapshots. I was in the living room. Cat was sitting across my chest with my arm underneath her. She was having some minor like, okay, how do I position myself so I'm comfortable where I want to be? And she finally got herself positioned and gently kneading my sweatshirt just barely getting through the sweatshirt and the long sleeve t-shirt I had on. And it's like, oh man, I know you might be somebody else's cat because you're well cared for. You can tell that somebody has done their best to care for this cat, fed it, took it to the vet, groomed it, probably gave it a flea and tick dip, the whole 9 yards. But I'm not going to take any chances. Once I get ready for bed, I'm going to get out of all these clothes and check my skin and clothing and whatnot for telltale signs of flea or tick bites, or even bed bugs, because bed bugs will latch onto a warm body and ride into wherever the body is going until they're satisfied with their environment, and maybe have a snack on somebody and go crawl and hide someplace until it's ready to get another feeding. Things you learn from pest control people. But anyhow, I want to get off this because I've been in here too long trying to do this video. But there will be pictures and short videos at the end of this, of the animal, of this beautiful cat. Not even a kitten anymore, but cat. So hopefully you guys enjoy. If you do enjoy, first off, I'm gonna go ahead and do my ending spiel, and you guys can stick around to see the images of this animal, this lovely cat. But if you enjoyed this video and the images of the cat, you can leave a thumb up. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and put it in the comment question box. I'm pretty sure a lot of your comments and questions will be beneficial to finding out who owns this cat, and and that kind of thing, on how to deal with, okay, yeah, it has an owner, what do I do now type situation. I mean, I'd like to find out who the owner is so I can be friends with them and say, I love your cat, I love this animal. She's come over to my house, I've let her in my house, we fed her, we've taken care of her. Can you give me more information so we can both better maintain this cat's well-being? I don't have the finances to go to take her to the vet all the time, but I will do my best to help care for it, because I really love animals. And if you're new to my channel and like this video because you're an animal lover too, why don't you go ahead and join? Maybe your love for animals plus my love of nature and animals will click, and I don't know, we'll have a lot more in common than just wherever I talk about. Maybe a fellow animal lover will coax more stories about the various pets I've had in my life, or my experiences or run-ins with different animals. And I've got a couple stories from Germany. I've got stories throughout my whole entire life dealing with pet cats, pet dogs, pet birds, a gerbil, a snake, and it wasn't a big snake, it was just a simple what did they call it? A simple yellow snake. It was it's a type, well, they call it a racer because of the markings on its back, but when you look up more information, it was more like a common garter snake. You know, they eat bugs, goldfish, the small feeder goldfish. Nothing bigger than a grasshopper maybe, or beetle of some sort, but they're not like boa constrictors where they eat rats. I could never own one of those. But hey, yeah, if you like animals, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Once you do that, a little bell will pop up. Click on that bell, and YouTube will let you know when I put in my next video. So until next time, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.
Let me see. Where you going, huh?